Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tommy with Pokey Accountant, and today I want to talk about something really interesting. And honestly, this video was inspired by some guy opened 1,000 packs of Prismatic Evolutions, and he claimingly did not pull a single evolution and just got a bunch of weird dupes and things that he didn't want. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate. I myself have opened like 100 packs of Prismatic Evolutions, not a single SIR. And I don't like opening it very much. I'd much rather open another set. But people are ripping this stuff, right? It's being torn up like crazy. Every single person who does rip and ship, they say that Prismatic Evolutions is their mostly ripped set, and it has the highest total value, set value right now, given it is a large set. But it's got the highest set value in all of Scarlet and Violet, and people, it has the most expensive chase card as well, with that Sunbreon being almost $1,000 and like $3,000 graded. So it's a card just because it has really bad print quality, and we all know it's going to go down as a generational set. And it's being printed like crazy, and it seems as if no matter how much the Pokemon Company prints, it seems to never meet up demand. And I think that's a really interesting piece of information to investors, especially as you look at supply and you look at the demand of products. We know that Pokemon is hot again, and there's a lot of people entering into the space. Logan Paul is hyping it up. He's back. We've seen the entire Sword and Shield, or the majority of Sword and Shield, recover to the prices that they were once at during the peak of the bull run. And we see early Scarlet and Violet that is rotating out, approaching that same kind of timeline, approaching that like kind of peak again. Or they are peaking, right? Paldea Evolve and base Scarlet and Violet. And then we look towards the later half of Scarlet and Violet, and we look at Mega Evolutions, and we just haven't really gotten any reprints of booster boxes. And I don't think it will come, but if it did come, I have a way to hedge it. So if you're listening and you understand how hedging works, this will be the video for you. So the way hedging works is that you have two things that bet against each other. So if this thing goes up in value, this thing might come down in value or stay the same, or vice versa. If this thing goes up in value, this thing might come down in value, and vice versa. And when you hedge, you bet that this thing will go up, for example, and you still invest in a little bit of this thing, and you bet that if it goes down, you also like insure your profits and whatnot. And I think Prismatic Evolutions is exactly that type of product when it comes to investing in Pokemon. And why do I say that? I say that because if Prismatic Evolution is going to be printed into the ground, and it will be printed into demand, the it has the rest of 2026 to print, and it has the early beginning of 2027 to print as well. But if we look at sets like 151, Paldea Evolved that are rotating out now, in the new year, I don't think we're getting any much product. Like in 2026, I don't think we are getting any more 151. And likewise, I don't think that in 2027 we will get much more Prismatic Evolution. So if you do want to add Prismatic Evolutions into your portfolio, I think right now would be the time to do so, right? If it reprints throughout the year. But what if it doesn't reprint as much as we expect it to? If Prismatic Evolution doesn't reprint as, to the amount that we expect it to, and we start seeing reprints of other products, then Prismatic Evolution will go up in price, right? And we're going to study some charts to just kind of talk about that. And I think, let me go ahead and minimize the screen right here. So yeah, we all know Prismatic Evolution, it has all the evolutions in it, right? The top 10 hits are evolutions, and they are all worth $100. Some of them being $200 and a $300, and then we got a $9,000 card, right? That's majority of where that value is coming from. And if you look at the next 10 cards even, most of these are still nearly $100 in value, right? $50 in value. You go down, got more expensive cards. So there's a lot of depth with this set, and people are chasing this thing. And if we look at the sealed products, there are so many sealed products out for this. You have the ETBs, you got the figure collections, you have 2-packs, you got 3-packs, you got binder collections, you got surprise boxes, SPCs, mini tins, poster collections, bundle 2-pack displays. You got this Tyranitar, the blooming water of Prismatic. You have let's see what else. You got this accessory pouch with the little Eevee pouch. You got the 2-packs, poster collections, more mini tins, right? There is so much product out for Prismatic Evolution. It's crazy. It's similar to what it was like for 151, and that was also a set that they printed really heavily on, but still they couldn't meet up to demand, and now the printers stopped for 151, but it's continuing for Prismatic Evolution. But for how long? Because when this thing, as long as this thing is printing, I believe other products like booster boxes and other kind of collectibles like UPCs and SPCs, I think they will pump in price. Like if they're printing a bunch of Prismatic Evolution, how are they going to print more Destined Rivals booster boxes? We've seen single sleeves hit the market. We've seen the Mega UPCs and the Kangaskhan boxes. The what else is there? There's the Mega Venusaur. There's the collector chest. And all these products, they have like Destined Rival booster packs. But we haven't seen an ETB reprint. We haven't seen booster box reprints, right? And what about like Journey Together booster boxes and all these other modern Scarlet Violet Mega Evolution booster boxes? Will we see reprints of those? Because as long as they're ramping up on Prismatic Evolution, it's pretty hard to continually print all this new product. And that's what I mean by Prismatic Evolution is a hedge. So let's go back and look at this chart at the ETB in the last year. So every time there was this like downturn is when they reprinted these ETBs, or maybe a market correction. And they've been printing these all year. And they just can't keep the price low. Whenever they stop printing these ETBs is when the prices go up. So if they're focusing their printers on these ETBs and the prices drive down Prismatic Evolution so it's affordable, then they're not reprinting other products like Destined Rivals. They're not printing Twilight Masquerade. They're not printing Surging Sparks, Mega Evolutions, right? They're not reprinting these as heavily because these ETBs are getting those reprints. And as long as that is happening, the prices of other products go up if they're going to keep reprinting this. So what happens if they stop printing Prismatic Evolution? Well, if they stop printing at Prismatic Evolution, that's when Prismatic Evolution prices go up. And then that's when the prices, and then let's say they reprint Destined Rivals, ETB, or Booster Box, or Black and White, and other, variants of items. Then those prices will come down while Prismatic Evolutions is going up. Do you see the opposite thing that's happening here? That's why I think it's important for every single investor to keep Prismatic Evolution in their portfolio as a hedge. Because if they stop printing Prismatic Evolution and they start printing other products that you own, like Scarlet and Violet or Mega Evolution, then at least, if those prices are coming down, your Prismatic Evolutions is going up. And on the flip side, you should also own other products other than all-inning Prismatic Evolutions. Because if they're printing Prismatic Evolution heavily and it's coming down, your other products will be short printed and they will see a rise in price. So that is kind of how you hedge against risk. And, some people are trying to predict it. Oh, don't do that. Just all in Prismatic, just all in Destined Rivals. And really, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone really knows. That's why I encourage you to hedge your risk. Hindsight, it may seem 50-50 because your bet is pretty much a coin flip, right? the bet of this situation is basically a coin flip. And if I flip a coin and it's like, hey, if Prismatic Evolution is going to be printed heavily, I'm going to invest in other stuff because that'll be short printed. And if it's tails, that means Prismatic Evolution will not be printed heavily, but other stuff will be printed more heavily. It's really a coin flip. So I got heads, right? So you feel like a genius, but in reality, there were only two scenarios. It's either one A or B. And so people are thinking that they made the right play and they can predict the future based off this 50-50 situation. I don't really think that's the right way to invest and the right way to, deviate your risk and to reduce your exposure while increasing your exposure to the market. Look how many products of these Prismatic Evolution is out there. You got the ETB, you got the bundle, and then Costco, of course, they combined the two as one product. You got the UPCs, and these are coming back. Shout out to PokeNotify, but these are coming back. The UPC is coming back to Sam's Club. The surprise box and booster bundle is coming back to Sam's Club. So we're seeing a reprint, right? And what happens if they're reprinting a mass amount of these? It means that we are less likely to see a reprint of other products, meaning that they would be short printed, right? Or they would receive less waves of printing compared to Prismatic Evolution, meaning in a long term of investing, those prices, the supply for it would be really low. And if it's a quality set like Destined Rivals or Surging Sparks, it will go up in value in the future if they keep printing Prismatic, right? You got the 8 tins, right? And you really see the trends here. When they printed, the prices are low, but once they stop printing, like, except for this, these were low overpriced, the 8 tin displays, just because this is a cheaper product. It doesn't look as cool, and it's a lot bulkier, but it's much cheaper. The single tins cut as well, excuse me. You got the Lucario boxes. They printed and then shot back up because they haven't reprinted these, and people figured it was a good price. You got these binder collections. Same thing. It's a good price per pack, and people just started buying them up. It hasn't fluctuated too much, but yeah, it's just gone up as soon as that price per pack started to go up. You got the poster collections. This is not too great of a product, but hey, you were able to buy these locally and rip them up. They're good stuff. You got these surprise boxes kind of hang out at a low, and so there could even be a play here. I don't think this comes with too many packs, 4 packs, but I think the reprint will probably bring that down a little bit, maybe not too much, but that's a great product if you can get at MSRP. You got the figure collections. They came out and they're just kind of hanging out here, right? The stickers, we've seen a huge reprint of these from Target and Walmart recently. Same thing with these. I think a reprint from Target, maybe not these ones. The pouches, kind of a weird product, but hey, there's so many product out there. We see that the printers for Prismatic Evolution has just been going crazy, and Pokemon, they have a lot of things to print. If they keep continuing to print Prismatic Evolution, everything else will be short printed, and the prices for those products will go up. If they stop and halt the printing on Prismatic Evolution, it will bring some of the prices for other products back down, but that would mean Prismatic Evolutions would head straight up, just as 151 did, right? So it's an interesting thing to see. I think just keep your eyes on Prismatic Evolution, and it really does help you to read the market and predict your prices and other things. If you learn a thing or two, give me a like, a comment, and subscribe. It does help out the video a lot. And if you like this video, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Prismatic Evolutions as a hedge and as a way of reading the market. I think it's pretty cool because I know Ascended Hero is going to be a really popular set, and that will be the next Prismatic Evolution. That will be the next 151, and the printer will probably focus on that set. It has a lot more depth than Prismatic Evolutions, so I think they will need to print it, just as heavily We'll see how it goes. But when that starts, then this printer will stop, right? Prismatic Evolutions will stop, and this will have to go up in price. And they can't do both, frankly. They cannot do both. We already see that Ascended Heroes has a spread out release January, February, March. And then we finally get bundles in April. Is it because that they keep printing prismatic bundles? I don't know. It could be, right? Because we have these bundles that are coming out very soon from Sam's Club. Maybe the printer is focused on that right now. And that's why Pokemon is looking to add a new facility in 2027, late mid 2027, going into 2028. It's because this extra facility can help them focus on multiple things at once. They can focus on the Ascended Heroes, the Prismatic Evolutions, and they can focus on the A151, right? That would be the majority of their printers. And maybe with a new facility, they can look to reprint some other products in the market, right? ETBs for Black Bolt, for Destined Rivals, for other sets that, quite frankly, need it, or booster boxes even, right? And we just don't know what they will do with that space. But as of right now, I think we kind of know what Pokemon is capable of. And until we see like tremendously more products, we just don't know. As of right now, it seems as if the big focus of their printing has been Prismatic Evolution, these mega Charizard UPCs. They're trying to flood the market with just more product for people to rip, and as well as these really big boxes, right? Like the Blooming Waters, the Lucario collections, the Unova heavy hitters. They're just trying to saturate the market with these products right now, and that seems to be the focus of their print centers. And that's why booster boxes are just going up. Even modern sets, they're not really printing too much of them. Not until we see a change in the market, that seems to be the trend. So I hope you learned something. I'm Tommy with Poke Accountant, and I'm signing out.